Hey folks, welcome back to Shadow Empire. This is episode number 8 and we are on round number 23. Sorry for not having my camera on. For some reason the camera decided not to charge its battery, so the little camera that I use to record my videos it's not working. But I'm sure you don't mind. What was happening in the last episode? Well, we were just continuing to kind of deal with an increasingly aggressive Varrock domain. Those guys are... Is it Varrock? Yeah, Varrock domain. Led by High Leader Franz Zimmer. Franz is getting a little bit frisky and, you know, thinking that he can keep asking me for these payments. Blackmail payments. He's annoying me. But there's not much we can do about it. Here's my overall assessment of the situation of this game. I'm just going to go to the strategy map just so we can have a look at it. Strategic map. Here's Varrock and here's Kirkwall. So this is, you know, the Bloodlines domain. And here's Varrock, and you'll see the difference in size. We need to get bigger fast. The other problem is, of course, if we just go across to the resources, you'll see here, all we've got is water. There's nothing here. We haven't found anything. There's no metal, no rares, apart from a little bit of scrap. There's no oil. There's nothing. This is a barren, bleak shithole of a planet, basically. And yeah, there's nothing. Now, if we actually go and have a look into our reports, I'm starting to make real use of these reports now. I found that the more that you look at the reports, the more you engage with the game, and the more you start paying attention to the fine details, and it's really important to do so, especially when you're playing it like on a difficult setting like this. So we want to have a look at the prospecting overview, and this is important to check every now and again, and the reason being is, look, we are sure we cannot discover any further deposits in this zone. So this means that we are wasting bureaucratic points. So one thing we've got to do this turn is we need to talk to the director of the Economic Council. Let's just call him. And we're going to go to priorities. And then let's just drop the prospecting change down to 10% or even less. I mean, now I want to keep it a little high. The reason being is because I want to put some to it, because I am exploring every turn, and you know, so they will pick up on some prospecting. Now, for the time being, though, I think it's more important that we put into discovery, because let's confirm that. And I want to show you, go into the text. Look, we want to find all of these: sealed roads, physical storage, solar energy, and power plant. Okay, I've been working on my technique with Shadow Empire for playing this game, and I've come up with a little bit of a checklist that I've started using. Just bear with me a moment. I just want to bring that back up. In fact, I can just show you this quick. So, I'm just here's my report checklist. Right, this is just stuff that I kind of do every turn. So, first you want to check the history, then you want to check the vidcom. Then you want to go to the Empire dashboard review. So anyway, look, I'm going to leave that up. You can have a quick look at it. So I'm just gonna I'll take it off to the one side where you can't, it's not going to get in the way of the game. But the first thing you want to do is check the history, right? So this is kind of what I've been doing. There's not much to show here, actually. You'll see that these independent units kind of moved around. They're trying to maneuver in order to get out of the encirclement that I've got them in. And yeah, that's basically it. Vidcom. We are in the last phase of this crisis of violence. In one turn it's going to end, so that's good. I don't like that one. We've discovered a new tech, propeller engine. And we've got these stratagems generators. So at this early stage of the game, right, these are important. And they're kind of important all the way through, really. But I think, you know, it's worth kind of paying attention to them. So we can actually recruit another leader. This is going to be a useful card for us to play as soon as we can. The reason being is because we've got absolutely no decent, well, we've got some good leaders, but we've got a few critical problems, and I'll show you that in a second. So then we've got militant propagandists. We haven't really got the points to play these guys yet. I don't really need them. And then we've got the Send Spy, which is always useful. Okay, next on my list is to go to the Empire review dashboard. This is something I've started doing religiously, so this is useful. I think here's the key takeaway from what I'm talking about now, right? The more that you engage with the game's finer details, the more you kind of care about the game, and the more fun you'll get from it. Okay, and I think that there's a tendency, I've noticed this in myself, and from speaking to other members of the community, some people agree with me, that I think there's a tendency that if you start playing the game too quick, then you're more likely to drop off the game. You'll get bored before the end, or, you know, I think that if you really fully engage with it and take it all in, I'm not saying that you need to sit here and read all these damn reports every turn. That's not what I'm saying. It's more that just one of the things that I learned from that really big episode, that really big series that I did for Explorminate was how does one manage a massive game with hundreds of zones, hundreds of leaders? You know, how do you do that? And it's a matter of organization and attention. And I think attention's a really important part of it. And I think that the more you kind of engage with the game, the less likely you are to drop it halfway through. And this is general advice for 4X games and for strategy games in general. If you've ever watched anybody who plays war games, like let's pick something monstrous like War in the East, or War in the East 2 is the latest version. If you watch anybody play that, I mean, those games go on for a year. You know, you can play that game for a year or more, and it's such a long game. And it's so big, and you really have to manage multiple fronts. And the way to do it really is just through portioning off, you know, your order of battle basically, and figuring out, you know, which bits, you know, which fronts are you on. This is what I did in my big strategy game. Sorry, in that big Shadow Empire game. I kind of divided things into fronts. I set up new SHQs for them, and then I kind of like followed the chain of command through. So I'd be like, okay, what's the 2nd Machine Gun Infantry Brigade doing, led by Christy Underway? What is the 1st Machine Gun Infantry Brigade doing? And I led by, you know, Paul Fanarsis. And I kind of went through it like that. Okay, so without getting too sidetracked from the turn, check the Empire dashboard. This is really important. It will show you that there's some, you know, critical things going on. Start turn credits. Look, we are losing credits, and we are 162 credits at the start of the turn, less than we had last turn. That's important to look at. There's other things that you can check. For example, the Staff Council's got no research target yet, but I think we put everything into Discovery. And yeah, we're actually researching artillery. This is all stuff that I used to miss, by the way, when I was playing before. The next thing you want to do is look at urgent issues. Urgent issues will give you an indication of the problem. So there's a couple of things that really stand out here. We've already identified that we've got a negative cash flow. It's not huge, but it's significant at this stage of the game. We've also got bad supply with some of our formations, particularly the 1st SHQ. And we've got a problem with Giggins White Rock, who is he's a director. I think he's the Military Research Council guy, or the model design. I forget who he is now. I think he's model design. Yeah, there we are. Look, he's got low. This guy's good as well. He's capacity 2, but he's got high technician rating and high intelligence. We need this guy on our side, right? So I need to figure this out. Now, there is a dilemma that we can deal with that might help this, but I don't think it's the best choice. Okay, next thing we want to have. So yeah, the next thing you want to do is, if you have got issues with your credit, you know, if you've got a negative cash flow, you then want to go into the treasury cash flow overview and find out what's going on. In this case, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it's just the fact that we're spending too much on, you know, on troops and governors and advisors and these kind of things, and we're not making any income. We're only getting a little bit of service tax. Look, so look, we're making 18 credits of revenue, but we're getting 180 credits back. We need to raise taxes, and we don't have any stratagems to do that, which means that we're going to have to get the I think it must be the economic. Is it the Economic Council that deals with that? I think it is. Let me just remind myself how you do this. Yeah, I think it's the Economic Council. Yeah, it's going to be economic policies. So we kind of probably should put a little bit more into this. Now, I think I'll put it all into Discovery for the time being, but eventually we're going to want to sort this out. Now, we can survive by trading, and we've got stuff to trade. We've got rare metals that we can trade. Now, we're not making very much on them at the moment, but I'm going to wait for the prices to go back up a little bit, and then I'm going to start trading on the rare metals. So that's one thing we can do. Okay, next thing you want to do, once you've checked the negative cash flow, if you've got a negative cash flow, is you want to fix leader-low relations. So in this case, Giggins White Rock was the guy in question. So his relation is only 41. This is a problem. Now, if we go and have a look at the reason why, let's go to relation. His loyalty's low. That's the issue. So his loyalty's low. His job prestige is pretty good. But he's also not, like, he wants fist and he wants militia and he wants commerce, and we're not really going high into any of those, I don't think. I think we're going with heart and what was it, commerce we were using? I forget now. Yeah, we are going into commerce, but he wants fist basically, and fist is no use to us at the moment. I mean, it might be kind of helpful. It will also help with militia. But this guy's going to be hard to please. And the problem is he's in an important position, and he's a good leader as well. I don't want to lose him, but he will get to the point where he just starts causing so many problems that it's just kind of not worth sticking with him. So that is a potential problem we've got to fix. Okay, next thing you want to do is go to your construction overview. There's not going to be much to see for us here. In fact, there's nothing here. But look, we've actually completed the construction of our Industry 1 in Kirkwall. So you want to check that. And this is important because, you know, it engages you with the game with regards to each of your zones. Okay, finally, you want to have a look at the profile overview. I think this is worth just looking at, just so you can kind of like remind yourself where you're at. This is something that I often forget about. I forget about profile until it comes time to make decisions. But if you keep an eye on where you're going, you can stick with your plan, right? Because I think it's important in Shadow Empire to kind of understand the sort of timings of research and the timings of what you're trying to do. Yeah, I mean, every game will be different, and this game particularly, like, there's just no resources, no people, so it's going to be a very unusual game. But generally speaking, let's say you're playing on a Sewer class planet or something, you'll kind of know when it is that you're going to be roughly bumping up against enemies that are going to start throwing tanks at you, and you need to start coming up with a plan. Like, what are you going to do if the enemy rocks up with a bunch of very, very heavily armoured vehicles? Can you deal with that? Have you got the technology to deal with that? Have you got the forces in place? Have you got the terrain occupied? You know, what are you going to do if the enemy starts scouting you with aircrafts, and then, you know, the skies become black, thick with bombers? You know, what are you going to do in that situation? Do you have the anti-aircraft to deal with it? And you need to start making these plans really, really early on, right? You know, what are you going to do if you're boarded by 3 AI regimes and 2 of them are set to blackmail and 1 of them's on war? Like, you know, at some point you're going to be at war with all 3. You've got to prepare for that, right? So you've got to make plans, and there are certain timings that you need to kind of come up with, and keeping an eye on things like the profile overview on each zone, right? You know, you want to go into the zone overview, check this stuff. Yeah, all this stuff. You want to be checking everything, really, especially in a large game, because it becomes difficult in a large game. Like, you know, once you start getting, you know, 30, 40 zones, which is possible in some big games, and, you know, hundreds in the case of very, very large games, this becomes a problem, right? You can't just go through the news every time for each one. But, you know, especially early on in the game when you've only got a few, keep an eye on on everything that's going on. You make use of these reports. I don't know. I've seen some people just explain this stuff off as, you know, it's just bad UI. No, this is really important information, and there's so much information in this game, right? And a lot of it is really useful as well. You can, you know, on the basic difficulty settings with Shadow Empire, you really can just kind of like blunder your way through the game and not pay attention to, you know, the fine details. And the game is designed so that it will do that stuff for you, right? You know, you don't bother building too many assets. Your leaders will figure out what it is that they want, and they'll instruct the governors to start building them, right? And the private economy will start building bits and pieces. But and much of the game is automated in that way. But when you start playing on the high difficulty settings, and you start playing on more difficult planets, you really do need to get a grip on some of this stuff. So make use of these reviews. I know I've kind of like hammered this in before, but I think it's for players who aren't that familiar with Shadow Empire, and you see all this stuff and you're like absolutely overwhelmed with all this stuff. Don't worry about it at the start of the game too much, but as you start to unveil the layers of complexity, you know, you start peeling back the layers of the onion, you'll start seeing that there's a lot to this stuff, and it's fun, right? I'm not a min-maxer, you know, I'm, you know, famous for ripping on min-max men, as I call them, but like, this game is one that you can really, really enjoy if you kind of dig deep into the details and really kind of get into the role-playing aspect. And I'm going to give you one more example, right, of the sort of the thoughts that I've been having about this game this morning before I started recording, because let's go into the leaders and we'll check out leaders, right? Let's just pick somebody at random. Let's pick Paul Fanarkis, the commander of the 1st Machine Gun Infantry Brigade. Here's something that I've missed, right? I only just figured this out this morning as well. When you've got a skill, right, that they've just used, there'll be a little asterisk by the side of it. And this shows you that they've got a recent skill usage. If you just look in that tooltip, you'll see here, for mobile tactics, the recent skill usage is set to 1 usage point. Defensive works is set to 1 usage point. If you check gun tactics, He's not used that one. There's no asterisk, right? This is great because this I miss this completely in the hundreds of hours that I played this game, because this actually shows you now what your leaders are actually doing every turn. And if you go to the history, you'll see, it'll tell you where they've gained experience, during combat or whatever it is that they're doing. And then they're attempting to spend their experience points in order to level up certain, to improve certain things. So again, not only does this draw you into the game, it makes you care about the leaders, and you can actually see where they're being useful. It's like, let's look at someone who's not been doing so much. I mean, look at this guy. He's been using leadership. He's been using operational command. All the combat stuff, because he's been fighting, right? This is what he's been doing. You look at the skill bonuses. Like, this is just a list of all the bonuses he gets for all this stuff, right? So you can check, like, okay, what's this guy going to be like, as an operational commander? Like, well, he gets an OHQ command roll of like 136. This is his average skill roll, right? So this is going to tell you like where this guy's going to be useful. I missed all this stuff before. Let's look at someone who's probably not been doing so much. So let's have a look at where is the leader of the staff council who is bad? Gwen Burke. Not very good. She's not got a bad war rating. She'd actually make a good OHQ commander, actually. Look, she's got operational commander 16, but look, she's not done anything. Now, she is getting some experience. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what those experience points are coming from. I'm sure we could figure it out. Let's have a look. No, she's not earned any experience points. She must have started her career with some, and she's gradually just spending these, to improve certain things, right? But you'll see that there's no stars, so she's not doing anything, okay? And this is important to keep an eye on. You'll notice actually that we've got Gwen Burke attached to her. We've got Aries Underman attached to Gwen Burke, and this guy's kind of picking up the slack here. But yeah, just keep an eye on this stuff. This is so. I don't want to. Anyway, this is not a tutorial. I just want, I know you guys just want to see me play, but I think it's Shadow Empire is a complex game, and I see people. There are guys, if you really want to learn about the game, go on the Matrix forum. I think that's the best place to go, because there are some guys on there who really, really know this game inside out, way more than me. And you've got some people who are really into the min-maxing side of things, who have really kind of, as much as you can with Shadow Empire, they've kind of dissected all the dice rolls and all the mechanics. There's always going to be someone who does that, right? That's great. I think it's, by the way, I know I make jokes about min-maxers, but really these people are the kind of guys who are, people who are keeping this game going in a sense, because new players come along and they get confused and they want to figure out what's going on, and it's those guys who have kind of like torn the game to bits, and they can say, hey, well, this thing's better than this is more efficient than that. I can't really be bothered to get into the game into that kind of level, to be honest with you. I do enough maths in my chosen field of study. I just can't be. That's not the sort of thing that I want to do when I'm trying to relax. Sometimes I'm in the mood for it, but for the most part, I don't want to be sat there with a calculator figuring things out. So for me, I kind of, somebody on the Explorminate forum said it, on the Explorminate group said it the other day, that they're a min-maxer until it gets complex and they can't be bothered. That's kind of me. It's like I enjoy figuring out efficient stuff, providing that it doesn't become a job. And when it starts becoming, like, if I could, I might as well just quit playing Shadow Empire and get a job in the military logistics. Then yeah, I'm kind of probably wasting my time a bit. Okay, there was some other stuff as well, and if you had a look at that, I left that document that I just created up so that you can have a look at the other stuff that I check as well. There's other things that it's kind of useful to check, things like checking the victory overview every now and again, checking stuff like prospecting just so you can see when what you're finding, just stuff like that, trade reports. There's all sorts of interesting things. You can have a look at the if you're at war or you're coming up to war, you probably want to go through the various domain overview and detail screens for who you're actually dealing with. And there's all sorts of little things that you can kind of fiddle with there. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get back on with the game. So there's not a lot to do this turn, to be honest with you. I think we've got to figure out a way of just encircling these guys and taking them out. So I'm going to I really wanted to kind of like push these troops out here. Just trying to remember my hotkeys. Now these guys are right out of supply, so they've got to come back. Otherwise they're going to starve. So let's get these guys back. And I want to try to take out these as much as possible. So I'm going to try and I want to get a surrounding attack. Yeah, we can't. I probably could have moved those a bit further around, maybe. No, I can't do it now. Oops. Okay. So I think with these men, we're just going to probably move them up here. Let's try and I don't think we're going to be able to get an attack in this turn on these. I think it's just going to be, the odds are going to be too rough. But we have got them totally surrounded now. I do think we want to try to... These guys go down here. They might be able to move down here. I don't think that they're going to... I mean, they might move them around there to cut us off again. But if you just check the logistics flow... Yeah, they are, like, this military unit is getting... Oh, no, they're not getting any supply, and they've run out of food. Okay, let's move them back. I don't mind... I really want to kind of attack these guys and cut them off, but I don't want to lose my troops. Troops are really important in this game, as I keep hammering out. We don't have many men, and it's really important that we don't lose them. Okay, the other thing that's important, which is something that I was trying to get at when I was looking at this strategic map, is that if you look at the relative regimes, look, Varrolt and I are very I'm quite small compared to him. I need to start expanding now. I need to start going this direction, so we want to go northwest, northeast, yeah, northwest into Last Shelter, and then we want to go into Azure Giza here, like southwest. So we want to be pushing to the west in general. I've been trying to cut off Varrolt, but I think it's now important that I start finding resources. Now, going out into Azure Giza, if you here, look, let's just go to the zones, sorry, the stats, and you can actually look at height. Now, you see here, look, we've got all these hills, look, out this way. That might be metal. We might find metal out there. And metal is going to be critical, I think, to this game, because look how open it is. Like, there's so much open terrain. We really want to be using things like buggies and tanks. Okay, I'm going to start bringing these guys back into supply. So let's get, because they really ran out of supply this turn. First Independent Recon Battalion are low on fuel, so I'm going to just move these guys again into supply. I want them to pick up some supply. The rest of them are just going to kind of... How much supply they got? They're a little bit low on food. I was bringing these guys back, wasn't I? I think. We don't have any... We don't have any logistics points to be able to move them by a strategic move. Okay, they're going to kind of start running out of supply. Like I say, it's really important that I start pushing out and getting more territory. I probably want to start going this way as well, as I said, towards metal. However, I've got to deal with these guys first. This is also important, and I do need to keep some kind of like military front up against Varrolt domain here. Okay. Next thing to do, let's have a look at the decisions. Varrolt domain demands a release of spy. We have unmasked and imprisoned a Varrolt domain spy. The diplomats have offered 10 political points in exchange for his release. We need the political points, but we've got the option really to make Giggins White Rock a little happier with us. It will raise Fist, which isn't much use to us, and it's going to drop us down in Heart. Now, I don't necessarily need to be this high up in Heart, I don't think. But getting some of these would be cool. I mean, like morale bonuses and people loyalty bonus, all this sort of stuff is useful. Character loyalty bonus would be really good. That would help Giggins White Rock. In fact, I think now I'm looking at it, I think that trying to go for friendship, and we're getting a 30% chance each turn, by the way, of unlocking this. I think that we're probably better doing that than we are to execute the spy, upsetting Varrolt domain. So let's accept the offer. And we'll get the political points. And actually, this is a better deal for us. Look, because here we're actually getting. So we've got this guy, V. Osborne, the commander of the 1st SHQ, and A. Andamore, the advisor. These guys are more critically in need of these points. So let's get that up here. Okay. Military genius in 1st Machine Gun Infantry Battalion. So, Claymore expert or intelligence expert. Let's go for meritocracy. Meritocracy is very difficult to get up usually. So, meritocracy, you need to, as I understand it, you really need to improve it, or the ways to improve it are actually through using it. To actually, you know, through actually things like that, through decisions like that, rather than, you know, kind of as a passive thing that you get for democracy and autocracy. Okay, that's about it, guys. So I think that is it for this turn. And it was going to be a short turn. And yeah, I'm going to roll that one on. Hey folks, okay, we're back and we are now on round number 24. So let's just go through and see what happened. Go to history. Again, there's only a few steps. Look, so just pause this a moment. Varrolt are actually pushing up this way, which is what I feared. They're trying to surround me. So I need to get another road up here, I think, and start pushing up this way. Use some of the industrial points that I've got now that I've got this factory up, and we've really got to start trying to cut them off. I can't have them surround me and get round into this side of the empire. There's nothing. There's no zones over this way at all. This is all ours. If we can cut Varrolt off, this will, allow us to take all this territory, and and whatever riches beneath these mountains might lie. Okay, let's carry on playing. So we got pushed back here. It was a machine gun infantry. They attacked us twice. Now we've lost a couple of hundred men there, but it's not the end of the world. Let's get to the VidCon. So we've got a new zeitgeist, which is a time of confidence, which is going to give us word. And yeah, it's going to last for a while. We gained a fate point. We gained martial tournaments. We discovered heavy machine gun infantry army. And we got a bunch of cards. Now, this commercial one of these commercial project cards will be useful. The rest we can scrap. We don't have a second zone. So, and I've already got level 2 of this in Kirkwall. So I'm going to play this card. This is a really good card. Okay, we can't play it again because I'm pretty sure that I might just hang on to it before I scrap it. I don't think you get a lot. Oh, you get 6 points for that. So I'm just going to hang on to that for the time being, just in case we do, manage to take or find another zone, or build one. So you'll see now that if we've gone to commercial area 3. Now, this produces 3 population happiness and 75 quality of life and entertainment, which is really, really useful. It's just basically makes your people happier. And happy people make a happy Ben. Let's start building some roads. Actually, let's just kind of go through the little rigmarole. So just going to have a quick look at what's going on here. Yeah, we are running out of money. We need to make some sales soon, this turn preferably. We've nearly got artillery and barracks is coming in. Giggins White Rock is really, really low. I don't know what I'm going to do with that guy. I haven't got any cards to play on him. I think we might need to go for the... I can't get any more councils yet because we just don't have enough political points. It might be important just to build up the... Where are we? Let's go to assets. I think we might have to go for high command, a better high command building, or bureaucratic offices next. Yeah, I think we can do that. We've got plenty of resources, so let's do that straight away. Because I think we're going to have to get the internal command, the internal council. I think that's going to be really, really important. So this one is political points, isn't it? And bureaucratic points is BP. So let's get this one up. We'll get the bureaucratic office up. That's going to allow us to be able to handle more infrastructure. Okay. Beat hands. Oh, hang on. Let's just go through the rest of this. Let me just remind myself. Where are we? Sorry, my document's not coming up. Oh, there we are. So, yeah, urgent issues. Yeah, we know that we've got bad supply. Demands overview. Let's just have a look at the demands overview. Yeah, we've got 9 rounds left to reach this, to increase our private assets. That's something we're going to be able to do. So yeah, we haven't got any promises on the go. And then the construction overview. We're not constructing anything, and then a profile overview. Just to remind myself of what's going on there. Yeah, we're dropping down in meritocracy. We want this to go higher. Now this is dropping down because it's been suppressed with 2 points due to dominant profile autocracy. Okay. Meritocracy is increased with 1 point due to being the dominant profile and suppressing democracy. Okay. I'm not quite sure how all this works, to be honest with you. I know that, if you follow the arrows, these show you, like, for example, if you increase autocracy, then meritocracy goes down. Now, I was of the understanding that it didn't start dropping until you got over 50, but that's not the case, clearly. Anyway, decisions. Beat Hands wants to erect a statue. Government heart, mind, or an increase in fist. I'm going to do this. Beat Hands has got, look, Lola Beat Hands, Governor Kirkwall, got 100% loyalty. I'm going to reprimand her. We're going to go up in fist, but it's going to at least make this guy happier. Yeah, so it's annoyed her, and it's kind of like self-destructive to do that, but I need this guy to be friendly with us. Like, I need his relations to go up with me because he's just, I need model design, and he's a good model design guy. I mean, what's he gone up to now? Loyalty's got, it's gone up to 46. It's still not good. At least until we can get the internal council up, hopefully getting some cards. The other thing to do would be to climb autocracy and then threaten him. Military Research Council task priorities. What have we got? What have we got? We've discovered automatic rifle. Okay, we've discovered everything now. So we want to switch into... Yeah, I think we'll just put some more into getting barracks. I don't really need barracks, to be honest. Mind you, improving security in the zone. That might... I mean, we're not at war, right? And that might be actually quite useful because that would attract more people into the zone, and we need people desperately. So let's move this up to research priority now. Forget which way it works. People do keep telling me, but I know that if you put excess points into one, then it will filter into the other, but not the other way around. And I can't remember which way it is. I'm just going to leave it on 80 research now. I think, just to cover both tracks. I can't be bothered to research which one it is now. Okay, then let's get the movement done. We need to get a road up, I think. So I want to start moving out towards these mountains. So let's get a road, dirt roads out this way. I want to at least try to get as far as these mountains if I can. I've got some industrial points. I've not got loads, but I've kind of got enough to help push our exploration up this way. Okay. Let's just recalculate these points. You sure it's 6? Then there we go. Okay. I think the problem is we just don't have enough trucks. Let's try cutting off the supply. Let's just put a traffic light this way. We've not got anyone out that side. And then, yeah, maybe just drop some of these down this way. I thought the pull system was supposed to stop all this nonsense, but never mind. So, yeah, I don't think... Okay, that's better. So that's gone further up that way. We've still got plenty going out next turn. Yeah, the pull system's kicking in there, but it's sending it's going to be sending more out than we need. I think that way. I really want it going up this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose we could build a... Where are we? We could get a supply base. So we want it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a supply base up there, which will give the because I think what's going on, if we just check this, go into the traffic lights. Yeah, I think the points are running out of action points. So yeah, supply base 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get a supply base up. The only thing is that, oops. The only thing is when we get a supply base up, what happens is we start drawing on things like fuel. Now we've got plenty of fuel. Also, you're having to pay people to run it, the workers. I think it might be worth it in this case though, just so we can get some extra supplies up that way. So let's get that up, and let's consider moving our troops. So, okay, these guys have got plenty of food, so I'm going to push these up. Just try and force these guys to go the long way round. I need to keep these guys in supply. Okay, and then get these machine gun troops down this way. Then we've got some militia. Yeah, we're really hit on the edge of where we can go to, where we can explore. going to move that guy back down. I think we're going to start trying to transition back down further now into kind of pushing out this way. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get right to the top here. In fact, I'm pretty sure I can't. Of course, the Varrock domain will have a similar issue. They don't have quite the same logistical issues that the human players do, but it's they're not. They still have to build roads. Okay, let's cut these guys off. I need these guys to stay where they are, because every turn I move, what's happening is that these guys are being, they're pushing the way through, and then I'm losing action points each turn. That looks like it's going to hurt. Now, how many recon points have we got on that hex? 90. Not a whole lot. So I'm going to attack him with the militia. We'll make a probing attack on these guys here. Let's just autoplay it. Yeah, they'll retreat once they've taken some losses. Okay, we lost some guns. That's a shame, but they're not very good guns. Okay, now we've got plenty of recon. We might find that this attack... Yeah, look. This is why you do that, okay? Because I would have attacked with... 2 to 1 isn't too bad. The problem is that on this high difficulty setting, look, this is much more difficult. The computer's getting an AI bonus modifying hit points. And we're not ready. We've got... Where's the readiness modifier? There we go, look. So we're losing 11%. We need to keep these guys surrounded another turn. That means we've got to try and get these guys in and keep them there. They've got to stay where they are. They need to stay put. Yeah, again. We've only got 76 recon points, and I remember them being more than that there. Okay, I don't want to lose any more militia. Okay. That's about that. I think we've done all the building that we can do for the turn. We do need to make some money. So if we go to trade, let's see if we can sell some stuff. Yeah, rare metals, look. Let's just sell a few of those. We don't want to sell too many. I think what we want to do is let's just try and get like... let's get about 200 credits worth. No, I think actually at this price I probably want to sell more, so... Let's just get what we can. We're not going to need rare metals for a while. Let's just keep a few back in case we need to build any machines, which I probably don't. Yeah, hell, let's just... Mind you, this is... I'm worried about not finding metal, basically. Now, there are mountains on this planet. Let's have a look at the... just remind myself of the planet statistics. Yeah, there should be loads of metal on this planet. It's a young planet. There should be loads of metal, so metal shouldn't be a problem. And we've got there's loads of mountains. There should be some metal here, I think. I say should. I don't know, but I expect there is. I think at the moment we need money more than we need the metal anyway, so let's just sell this. SHQ commander managed to increase the price with 7 credits. Oh, okay, that was good of him. So we've got 600. This might keep us going a few more turns. Now what we need to do is make sure that we go for the internal council next, I think, and that's going to be the next job, just so that we are getting some kind of income tax from Kirkwall. Now we are attracting people in. Our the happiness is going up. Part of this is because the civilization score is going up. Sorry, I can't get rid of this menu bar. There we are. So you'll see here. Basically, quality of life score is going down a little bit. That's weird, but everything else mostly is going up, apart from education. So we got some more entertainment points, and that'll be because of those commercial projects we're playing. Let's just have a quick look in the stratagem, see if there's anything else that we can play here. Private investment is always worth it. That basically puts private credits into the economy. And just see if there's anything else that I might want to play first. We do need to get someone better in the staff council, so getting another junior might be useful. Open contact. We could do that with Varort. Oh no, we've already opened that one. We've got spies. We could do clear friendship. I think at the moment the private investment is going to be a better bet. Let's just have a look and see how much money they've got in. Kirkwall has. I forget which one it is now. Good lord, come on, Benjamin. There we go, private economy. So, yeah, they've got 277 credits now. They're going to be spending some on Scout Station. Scout Station's going to improve. It's going to improve security, I think. I think it's security points. Let's have a look what we're doing with tech-wise. Have we got universities research? Yes, we have. We do need power plants or solar energy, though. That's really important that we get that. However, I might start just putting some into university. I think getting just this game is going to be a tale of two cities, I think, and we are likely only to have this one city, unless I can somehow, you know, find some resources enough that it's worth putting it into a second zone. But even then, I mean, what's here on this barren dust ball? This ball of ice. There really doesn't seem to be very much. Okay, guys, that is going to be the end of this episode, I think. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying the series. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, as always. I read all the comments. I like to see what people are saying. Yeah, I hope you... Oh, we've got another unit to move. Right, let's just go and get that transport vessel. I hope you're enjoying it still. Let me know if you've got any suggestions, and I will catch you in the next episode, which will be episode 9, I think. Okay, take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.